done with this dress right now, and I'm going to cut off what I have right away. So as you can see, this is my waistline without my dart, and I'm cutting it through the armhole line. That is for the back. So the back dress does not actually have so much issues. So as you can see right now, you can see how we drafted the back. Okay, so I'm going to set this aside. So I love to cut my patterns on camera so you understand how the patterns are cut. So this is the new line. Remember, this is the new line we expanded to avoid our neckline from choking. So I'm going to cut now on the center back. I'm cutting through the button designs. So this is exactly how you are going to cut and add your seam allowances accordingly. Okay, so this part now, I'll cut it open. I'll come over. Remember, we have the back. The back was contoured. Okay, so the contoured line on the back, please make sure you follow the contour back. For this marking now, it's supposed to stop right here. I'm sorry about that. So from here, I'm stopping this at this point. Okay, if not, it's going to affect what we have on the contour line. So the line, the back is contoured. This is the contour line, and everything we are doing should be on this line, not on this line. Please take note of that correction. So I'm going to cut off. You can see that. So that is exactly how your back yoke is going to look like. So I go over here and I get to this point and I cut off my contour line. So my zip is going to start from here, from this point. That is the point my zip is going to start from. So when I'm adding my seam allowance right now, I'm going to add from that point. So I cut off. That is how the yoke is going to be, and I cut off like this. Can you see? So this is the pattern we are having right now for our yoke, and what we have here is the center back. Okay, so make sure you indicate it. So your zip allowance will start from this point and your yoke will be attached at this point. Okay, so you might decide to sew your yoke without slashing and spreading. You might also decide to slash and spread, but I will advise you don't slash and spread the back. Okay, the yoke can go, we are only going to slash and spread the front. Okay, so unless you insist on slashing and spreading the back, but because of the button designs we have, I don't know, but you can just give it a try. So but for this tutorial, we are going to slash and spread the front. So with what we do in the front, you can decide to experiment on the back. Okay, so now you see what I have here. My waist remains the same with the elimination of the dart, and my bust remains accurate. So I'm setting this aside because we are done with it, and I want to jump into the cutting of what we have at the front. So for what we have on the front line, as you can see, I'm cutting my waistline. I'm going to cut what I have on the sides, going into the bust, upper bust accommodation, and I'm going into my new armhole line. And from there, this is the line we are working with. Please remember, you don't need to be confused of the so many lines we made right here. So you can see the line I'm working with, and I cut off the armhole parts. I cut through the shoulder seam line. I'm cutting through the new neckline we made to avoid our yoke from choking. And then I cut the center front, which will be on fold, and I cut through our yoke. Okay, so this is the yoke. and then I'll go over to the bodies. This is the bodies right here. I will cut through my darts to eliminate this. So I have the center front, I set it aside. I come over to this, I cut right here. Okay, so all darts have been eliminated, and it's time for us to close our bust dart. So this is our bust dart. You are not supposed to cut it off completely, so when you are doing that, please, you need to be very, very, very careful. So I'm going to match up from that point to close up my bust dart. You can see bust dart is closed. So this is what you are going to have for this particular dress. Once your bust dart is closed, this is what we have. Okay, so I want you to also remember that you always need to match. You can see there is a little shortage, and this shortage has to be replaced. Okay, for accuracy, I love to replace my the shortage. So to do that, I'll just have my adhesive applied, as you can see right here. So once I do that, I bring in the two on the chest line. I love to match from the chest line because it's closer to the neckline. So once I make sure I have matched as I can, okay, you can see them matching as I can, I come in with what I have on the pattern ruler to correct what we have on the neckline. So this is the neckline, and I match it from here to here. So you can see the shortage right there. So all I'm going to do is to mark out this line. Okay, I'm marking out this line, and I'm marking out this line. All of them we are going to replace. So I start from here, I cut into that neckline. Okay, this is the center front. Then I cut the replacements. Can you see that? That is the replacement. You can see that. And then I cut off the darts. Okay, so that is how to go about that. So you can see that the replacement right now, just use dotted lines for you to see what could have been your shortage, and this will also give you issues when you are sewing this. So you can see, so by the time you sew to the bust point and match up, this is what you have. Everything matches up together. So you come in with your yoke. So you can see the yoke is matching up together. You can see we replaced our dart. So now I believe you understand when to replace your dart and when not to replace your dart. As most people ask on this channel, when to replace that and when not. This is it. When the neckline is running directly without going to the armhole, okay, you don't need to replace. So here is my dart replacement, and you can see it matches up with what we have on the yoke accordingly. So this is what we have on this pattern. If you actually want to work with this pattern the way it is, that is fine. You can sew your yoke directly, but for more beauty added to our pattern, we are going to slash and spread right now what we have on this. So this is the pattern for now. I'm taking off the bodies because we want to jump into the slash and spread immediately. Like I said, if you wish to slash both back and front, you can do that, but I'll set the back piece aside and come over to the front for the slash and spread. So I want you to pay attention to this part of our slash and spread. On what we have on the thumbnail, on the picture which I'm looking at right now, slash and spread has to do with adding fullness, okay, adding fullness to your pattern. Okay, the way it is right here, if you notice, you will see what we have right here. Once it's measured is 7 inches, But for my slash and spread now, I might decide to make times 3 of this. That is 7 times 3, that is 21. Okay, so on the neckline also, I'm also going to add fullness to it as well. Like what I have on this is 5 inches. I can decide to make times 3 or times 4 of it, depending on how I want it to come out. And at the end of the day, I'll be having 15 or 20 inches for my slash and spread. So to begin this slash and spread now, I'm going to measure all I have on this neckline. I'm going to measure them at 1 inch, 1 inch, 1 inch. This is my slash lines. Okay, then what I have right here, I'm going to take them at 1.25, because if I have to do 1.5, okay, let me try 1.5, 1.5, 1.5, okay, 1.25. So this is what I'm going to do. I'll just slash my lines accordingly from the upper part to the lower part. Can you see that? So what does that mean now? This is the center front. It means we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 slash lines. So this slash lines is the kind of slash and spread that you cut and add fullness for up and down. This is up, this is down. Okay, so we cut and add fullness to up and down. So to achieve that, I'm going to cut completely. But before you do this, make sure you have each panel named up, so you don't confuse yourself. First of all, you have to make 1, 2, 3, 4 or ABC, and then you have every panel indicated up, 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 because when placing this, you actually get yourself confused with which is going up and which is going down, because everything looks alike at this point. So I'm cutting and I'm cutting and I'm cutting. So people, remember we have a collar. We've not talked about our collar. Okay, our collar line you are going to make. Okay, we are not actually going to draft a mandarin collar here, because I have a detailed video on how to draft a mandarin collar on this channel. I'll be dropping the link on the description box below. Okay, so the mandarin collar was made attached with a 12 pieces blouse right on this channel. I will drop the link. So all you need to do is, once you have made your mandarin collar, okay, from the center shoulder line, you have to go in by 1 inch of your mandarin collar to attach this. Okay, to attach this. So I will just demonstrate to you. I'll just cut out a little okay, let me use this to demonstrate it now. Okay, if this is your mandarin collar which you have drafted, this is the center front, which is this front of fold. So when you are attaching this collar to this slash and spread, this is what you're expected to have, because that is the only way you can get this accordingly. Okay, so from here to here, you have to measure 1 inch. From here to here is 1 inch. That is how it's drafted. So that is to say, your mandarin collar shoulder line for the front. This is the shoulder line for the front. Okay, so it means you are going to attach this neckline from here, okay, before you join the back. The back also has the same process. So by the time you watch the mandarin collar and draft, you will understand what I'm trying to explain. So when you're attaching your mandarin collar, this is it. 1 inch before you attach, for you to have this effect. If not, it will not work. So let us jump into the slash and spread immediately. So this class is actually a super advanced class. So if you're on this channel and you are not super advanced, you might find it difficult to follow up with what we are doing right here. Okay, so but I will advise you to go to the basic bodice pattern, or you can also join us on our Telegram classes to have a good foundation on your sewing business. So I want to start slashing and spreading right now, and to slash and spread, this is the center front. I make a mark of the center front, and I make another mark for my baseline. So I will pick up all my pieces for my slash